Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is for the week ahead, Pisces. How are you doing this weekend? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for checking in here with me. My water family, my two fishes friends, we've got some oracles we're looking at this week. And we're going to put down the oracles for the overall energy for the week. And then we are going to look at tarot and get a few more details for you. There will be an extended after this, so if you're interested, you can join me in the membership area. That's where all my extendeds are for one low price over the month. And thanks for showing up here, Pisces. If you're brand new, thank you for showing up here, and I hope you'll stay. We are starting to get a really large Pisces group here, so thanks so much for those of you who have decided to stay. Thank you for your thumbs up. It means a lot, and it does tell the algorithm that you like what you see. All right. Oh, look, we started talking about fishes, and there we are. We got the koi fish. It says, there is always enough. Very interesting. So we've got the koi fish. There's always enough. I feel like card number 36 being a 9, I feel like you are probably contemplating that at this time, because card number 9 is that of the Hermit. And so it feels like somebody here feels like they're not enough, doesn't have enough, that there isn't enough. I'm going to say that with the koi fish here, fish and water are they are money. So I'm going to say, if we are talking about financial things, I feel like somebody feels that there is never enough. Like, I mean, we're all in that situation right now. The economies are crazy across the world, and maybe we feel like there's not enough, but maybe it's because we're not focused. We're focused too much on the things we don't have, and not enough focuses on the things that we do have. So I feel like the koi fish spirit is telling me to tell you that there is always enough, but it's the perspective that matters. What is your perspective? What are you focused on? Focused on what you don't have, or are you focused on being grateful for what you do have? Because it's a very important energy to know the difference, because if you're always walking around in lack, you're going to receive lack. If you're always walking around in gratitude, you will receive gratitude. You'll receive more, right? All right. Let's find out what's going on for Pisces, please. Tell me about Pisces. We've got taking shelter. The answers are within. Well, that's very interesting, because the koi is also very sort of meditative or mesmerizing. I was at a friend's place last night, and they have a koi pond that her husband has lovingly built in the backyard, and it is really a beautiful pond, and it has the koi fish in it. And so I can get lost in watching the koi swim about with each other, coming to the top, going to the bottom. And so the answers are within. I feel the answers are within you, within meditative energy, and it's time to take shelter in that energy in order to find your answer to whatever it is that you are looking for, that you feel like you don't have enough of. Tell me more about Pisces. One more card, and then we'll get to tarot. I can't remember if I said there will be an extended at the end of this, so if you want to hang around to find out how to get to the extended, I'll let you know at the end of this video. We've got the spiritual union. Okay, let's take a look at this here. So the spiritual union card, right? Spiritual union isn't always about romance. It can be platonic. It can be romantic. We have spiritual union with a lot of people in our lives. They can be best friends. They can be family members, right? If you have a special friend or a special family member, it can be our spouses for sure. But it says here, the answers are within, and maybe you don't feel like you have. Maybe there's somebody here who feels a little bit disconnected, I'm going to say, because it says here you always have enough, but maybe you feel like you don't have enough. Maybe you don't have a +1 and you want one. Maybe you don't feel deeply connected to anyone. I don't know how it is for guys, because I'm not a guy. I'm not a guy, but I'm a woman, and women need to connect to each other deeply, right? So even if you had just one bestie. So it feels like somebody here is trying to find the answers by going within, and I feel like what you want is a spiritual union, whether this is a platonic or romantic spiritual union for you. Oh, right. We had the We have the dolphin spirit on the bottom of the deck. This and that are true. Card number 20. I feel like there is something that you need to leave behind in order to be resurrected. It feels like you do have to change your mindset, possibly. Card number 20, right? And this and that are true. When I see this, this and that are true, it reminds me of the Two of Swords, this or that, like one way or the other. It feels like you have to make a decision about this way or that way. It feels like that. But it feels like whatever decision you make, whatever you go with, card 20 is judgment in tarot. Whatever decision you make, I do believe that you're going to be happy. It will be the right decision, like the head, right from the nose all the way sort of to the almost to the middle of this dolphin is violet energy. So and that is the third eye. I feel like you're going to make the right decision to do whatever it is that you need to do in order to move closer to feeling like you have an answer about why you feel like you haven't had enough. It feels like it's a feeling. So, I don't know how many times I can say feel. So, we have protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. It does feel like there's somebody on guard who's waiting to, like, this feels like a guide energy to me. Somebody who's waiting to answer your questions, but the questions have to be asked. And I've come to that place in my life. And I mean, look, I'm meditating every day, sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a day, depending on how often I read. And sometimes I still forget that the angels are here, and sometimes I need to ask for it. I just assume that, you're a mind reader, that you can give me what I want, but sometimes we just really have to be clear and ask for what we want. We have recognition and rewards. So look, I feel like you're going to get some sort of kudos, or somebody's going to pat you on the back, or somebody's going to say something that reminds you that you are enough, or that you have enough, or you're doing enough. It could be a workplace thing, right? It could be something that's going on in the workplace or in the family. It says here, taking shelter. The answers are within, so it could be at home. Let's look at tarot and find out what we're talking about. Let's talk about Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces, please. Tell me what else we need to know about Pisces. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands, the Moon, the Queen of Wands, and the Tower. Tower with the Knight of Wands. Feels like something is in the distance that you aren't expecting. I really do feel like it's a change of mind that needs to go down here. Oh yeah, we got the Four of Cups. It's also, it feels like a change of mind because the Seven of Swords, but the Four of Cups is here, which tells me that you've been in the same space, the same energy, the same comfort zone for far too long. It does feel like you are going to have to make a change of some sort, Pisces. And I don't know how hard it is for you to make change. It'll depend on whether you have fixed energy or not and how much of it. But it does feel like there is an answer that is coming. I would say regarding this spiritual union, for some of you this will be romantic, some of you this will be platonic. I feel like you do have somebody who is showing up here, and I think that they're going to show up though in the form of a friendship first. So it feels like this is somebody that you get to know, and you get to know them really well, and then it transpires into something more. So it transpires into a platonic friendship, that somebody that you feel like, gosh, how did I just live my life without this person up till now, that you want to be with them all the time and do things with them all the time, a bestie. Or possibly this could mean that there is spiritual recognition between you and somebody else. So a spiritual connection, like a soulmate connection here. And it could be romantic for some of you. We will look at that a little bit further. We do have the Moon, the Queen of Wands, and the Tower, right? So it feels like what you don't understand is that there is somebody who's quite independent, quite fiery, maybe very attractive, or in the most attractive energy of their life. This is somebody who I feel is showing up with a Tower. So it feels like when I see the Tower and the Knight of Wands, it happens quickly. It happens when you're not expecting it, just out of nowhere, it happens. And it feels like the the Seven of Swords tells me that the universe has been keeping this sort of underneath the surface for a while. It does feel like the universe is waiting for you to make a decision, I want to say, with this always enough card here. There is always enough. I feel like the universe is trying to push you into making the decision that I am enough even without those things. Because when you can detach from those things, that's usually when they can show up. It's great to want it, but if you keep asking for it over and over and over again, that lets the universe know that that's a need or an obsessive need. And in order to really get what you want and treat it in the way that it should be treated when it shows up, you really got to be detached from it. So I feel like this is why this surprise is set up for you here. It does feel like there is a surprise person showing up in your life. They could be a Queen of Wands, maybe an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. They could be showing up in Leo's season, right, which is around about the 20th of July. We do have the moon energy. So this could be somebody that you meet as a friend, like fairly soon, maybe in the week ahead. And then what you don't see is maybe it becomes more later on. But it does feel like the universe is sort of testing you, right? It feels like it's just dropped a card there. It feels like the universe is sort of testing you. If this person shows up, can you just be friends with them? Can you be friends with them? Because what if it turns into something more? And what if you don't have the patience for that? What if you're just like, I'm not going to wait around and hope, and well, if you're not, you're not. But I feel like the universe is saying it's going to show up as somebody who is, you meet in a social group or in the community or in a network, maybe at work. It's somebody who is cooperative and collaborative, but somebody who's a team player. So you might meet them in a team setting on maybe a sports team or on a team at work. It feels like what you don't see is what you don't know, essentially. The moon energy, they could be Cancer or Pisces, possibly a Scorpio. Tell me more about this. I feel like the universe is waiting for you to change your mind about something here. Because the Seven of Swords indicates that you don't have a whole lot of trust in people. Not a whole lot of trust in groups of people. Not a whole lot of trust in these people at work or maybe your community or a network that you belong to. It feels like there's not a whole lot of trust there. Tell me more about this. We have the Ace of Cups. It does feel like this is how this new beginning comes about here. We have the Two of Wands. It's raining. You might hear some thunder in the background. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Eight of Swords. So it does feel like here, Pisces, that the person that you're going to meet, who might end up being someone who is emotionally available, emotionally aware, highly emotionally intelligent. I do feel like this person is hiding or is covertly hiding within one of your networks, one of your social groups, one of your communities. It feels like this person is already someone that you might know, and that they are someone that you already are a friend of, or somebody that is a friend that you would call a friend. And I'm not calling it a bestie. I'm not saying you're texting this person every day. I'm just saying that maybe when you get into the community or the social group, when you see that person, maybe you go there because you know that person's going to be there. Maybe that's the person that I'm talking about. So we do have the moon energy here, and it feels like what you don't know is that the Ace of Cups is here. Is that to you this just seems like a friendship, but this actually is something that is going to grow into more as we grow closer and closer to being prepared for it. So I feel like some of you might even just pass this person by because you're like, I got enough friends. I'm not interested in any more friends. But you might be passing up the love of your life if you decide to pass up the friendship. Friendships are worth it, right? You just never know where they're going to go. And of course, it's not good to show up at a friendship hoping it's going to end up being more. That'd be disappointing as well. But I really do feel like somebody here moves really slowly. Could be a Scorpio, possibly. We've got Scorpio here twice, right? It could be somebody who moves strategically, moves slowly, someone who wants to get to know you on the surface, but also someone who's not going to show you on the surface that they have a lot of feelings for you until they're ready to do that, until they're prepared. There's the preparation in the Two of Wands. And so the Queen of Wands is showing me the energy of I need to be prepared to show my whole self. That's what I'm looking at here. I need to be prepared to just show this person who I really am, and I'm not necessarily prepared to do that at this time. The Seven of Swords is here. Seven of Wands is here. I've got my boundaries up a little bit. I don't really trust the situation. I don't really trust that this thing could work out the way that it should. I think that it happens in a moment in a moment of alchemy here with the Tower and the Knight of Wands. It's like all of a sudden someone realizes that they've been quiet for too long and they just blurt out, you know what, I really like you, or I'm really attracted to you, or I haven't said this to you before, but it feels like it starts out as sort of a long-term friendship is what it feels like here. I'm going to talk about this spiritual union here for a moment. Maybe we'll do the Seven of Swords first. Tell me what's hiding under the surface, because I feel like it is somebody that you already know, that somebody that is keeping their feelings under the surface. Tell me what else I need to know about the Seven of Swords. I don't necessarily feel like it is deceit. I don't feel like it's that kind of a lie. I feel like somebody's just keeping something under the surface. What they're keeping under the surface is the Star. Look at that. The Star, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. So look, they are looking at you as someone who is their match. They're eyeing you up. They're sort of sizing up the situation here, Pisces. We did have the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck for me is the future energy. And so we have the Queen of Cups here now. This person, I feel with the Eight of Pentacles, is kind of really analyzing you, sort of going over and reassessing. Like, is this really the person that I think they are? Maybe I need to spend more time with them to find out if this is my person. This person sees you as someone who is connected to them, right? The King and the Queen of Cups are very connected spiritually. They're connected psychically, right? Empathically. We do have the Star here as well, Pisces, and it feels like somebody is really hoping that you are the person that they think you are, is what it feels like. I feel like this sort of is said in a moment of time. And it feels like it's somebody who is very careful about who they allow in their life, because they have a lot of boundaries. I feel like this person is already very connected to you, like in the Queen of Wands energy. They think you're very sexy. They think you're very attractive, whether you're feminine or masculine. They like your fiery sort of energy. Fire and water are a great pair because they make temperance, right? Fire energy and water energy. Tell me about this spiritual union, please. We do have the King of Pentacles, we have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Swords. So somebody here really is looking to settle down. They're looking to make a decision about the person who is connected to me, not only in the pentacle world, not only am I attracted to them, but somebody I'm attracted to like in a spiritual sense, in a psychic sense. We've got the Nine of Swords. So this person is very worried, scared about the moon energy, what they don't see, right? Things are not as they seem. So as we look at the moon, things are not as they seem. I'm just going to say, I feel like there is somebody here in your network already who really has bigger feelings for you than you might think. Somebody that you've seen before, maybe you don't see them often, but I feel like you only see them when you're in this Three of Pentacles energy, whatever energy that is for you, work, network, community, social group, whatever it is. And there it is. We've got harmony on the bottom of the deck. So this person is trying to figure out, are you going to give them harmony? Is this something, because the King of Cups doesn't really want to deal with all the dramatic stuff, right? The King of Cups is somebody who's very stoic. I really don't need to deal with the drama on the surface. So they're not into all the kinds of dramas that might come with being in a relationship, and that's why they're very careful. We have recognition and reward, and to me that does tell me someone's going to blurt it out. They're just going to say it. We've got the Fertility Queen here, who is the Empress. Somebody really sees your worth. They see that you are all the things that they are looking for, but I think it worries them that you are all the things that they are looking for. We have a spiritual strength, which tells me this person and you don't really speak to each other on a regular basis. So I don't know that you text with them. Maybe you have their number, but maybe you only go to them as a go-to. Like, hey, do you know a tax preparer? Do you know an accountant I can use? Do you know a bookkeeper? Like, it feels like you know this person, but you don't really speak to them a lot, I'm going to say. There is spiritual strength here, which means there is a spiritual connection here, and we do have this special connection right here, right? And so the spiritual union, and this feels like it really is a deep connection because of these two here. It feels like this person is really connected to you. You're really connected to them. When you're away from them, you probably think about them. We do have the Death card. Something here is about to change. We are going to go into the extended and take a look at the rest of this. And if you're interested in coming into the extended, please go look at the top of all of the comments. There is a few links there. One of the links is to join the membership membership area. And if you'd like to join the membership area, that's where all of these extendeds go that I've been doing for all of the signs. And if you want to be there, please click on that join link. Also, if you're interested in a private reading, I'm doing live private readings. I'm doing pre-recorded private readings, and I've just added some new packages to the pre-recorded private readings. If you're interested in doing that, go take a look at the times that I'm available next week and take a look at the pricing. All the pricing is there if you're interested. And I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care of yourselves, and see you soon. Bye-bye.